at a time.
Let's try that again. Oh, that's better, much better. Okay. This prayer it comes from one of the Upanishads. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahavayam Karavavahe Tejasvina Vadita Mastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So the translation is, may he protect us both in togetherness, and he could be she or it. May he nourish us both in togetherness. May we both work in togetherness with great energy, physically, mentally, spiritually, and individually, universally, psychologically, economically, nationally, and internationally. May our study be vigorous, and may our meetings be effective to strengthen our togetherness in all respects. And may we not hate each other, destroying our togetherness. Om Shanti. So I thought about this wonderful festival that Guruji has so graciously put together. And in the past year, Guruji and many other spiritual leaders have put together incredible programs. And we are becoming a community of religions. And our separateness, our diversity is actually coming together now in satsang. This is a satsang. And in response to that 2020 pandemic, there is a growing spiritual movement encouraging religious leaders, spiritual traditions to show up and express as one community of religions, connecting diversity, human rights, and climate change. I was so happy to hear Dr. Peterson before talk about the Earth Charter in 1993. If you're not familiar with it, look it up, because I think we need to bring that more into 2021 for people's awareness. Interfaith does not debate its religious beliefs and practices with those who have different views, but rather expresses the light of our individual beliefs and practices as a reflection and a projection of light on those who are near to us. The Zoom platform really has helped us tremendously to connect and build relationships. Swami Shivananda said, "The world is one home. All are members of one human family. All creation is an organic whole. No man is independent of that whole. We're interdependent." Before, when Imam Shamsi Ali spoke, he talked about, yes, we do have a lot of work to do. This is not the whole solution. We have a lot of work to do. We have to embrace each other's diversity. But this is a great start. We are building relationship here. All Faith Seminary International, which is a wonderful seminary that brings a lot of diversity together. We have affirmations that we believe. And one of them I'm going to read today. We affirm each person, indeed all life, is a part of the healing of the world. We have faith in the ultimate healing of the planet. And we affirm the value of interfaith interactions. You know, yes, we have a lot of work to do, but it is my belief that the work that we're doing here in these Zoom meetings, in these satsangs, we're planting seeds. And the most important thing is to share these programs, which I know Guruji is doing. It's a dramatic, it will have an effect on everyone, but it will take time. Seeds take time to germinate. So I am very grateful to be here, and I'm going to close with this little prayer. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is love, of truth, of light, and of peace. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste.
Thank you, Reverend Dr. Kathleen Regan. Wonderful to hear your message and wonderful to work with you at the seminary. Last 5 years, I think. Even though Rabbi was my close friend, yeah, we became friends thereafter when I went to India, came back again. Because thank you for your support always.
And thank you for being part of our seminary and devoting so much, you know, the years that you've been with us. You've attended almost every single class and, you know, participated, and you're very supportive, and you're part of our board of trustees, and we're just so delighted that you're with us.
Thank you, thank you. I'm looking for Guru Harris. She's the NGO representative for the Temple of Understanding at the United Nations. Her or Alice and Wendy. I saw earlier, I don't know, are they here? Guru Harris or Alice and Wendy? Not here. Then, I'm looking for it. Then I want to invite my sister. You know who is my sister? Reverend D.O.M. Bashir, she is the chaplain of the Church Center of the United Nations and NGO representative at the United Nations. Last, I'll say 5 years, she supported value community events. Whenever I ask her, sometimes I bother her. I text, put Facebook message, you know, call. She's so busy, but whenever she can hold or host an event at the church center, she will do for us. Yeah, whatever busy time is there, she is there to serve us. Beautiful, beautiful events. We did last event was the our 35th annual program. Look at this picture. I'll put in the spotlight. It's the last year, you know. Yeah. Now we are on Zoom. See how life is changed. We never know what will happen in our life. You know. But still, we all are alive. We all are working together because we have the spirit to move. Reverend John Bosher, please unmute yourself. Bless the meeting.
Namaste, Guruji. Namaste. I definitely the divinity in me definitely greets the divinity in you and all of you. It is such a gift to be able to jump in and be with you all. Sundays are difficult days for me. I had to preach this morning, and so I just come off of preaching. So those of you who know me, I'm already on a high. So I'm on a high already because we preached this morning. And so as we're preparing, what a gift today. And it is good news yesterday when you text me, Guruji, to say that the borough of Brooklyn proclaimed that today is World Interfaith Festival Day. And that is because of you bringing us all together always such an amazing convener that you are. I see the faces of so many of my colleagues who have become friends and co-laborers in this work of harmony and justice and peace. And Dr. Reagan, it's good to see and hear you. It was a gift to be able to come to the seminary a few years ago to be able to share with there at the seminary as well. So it is just a blessing to be able to see you all. I didn't know that I was going to be able to come today, because I thought that the service would take a little bit longer. But I want us to say just a few things to you all. And it might be a little bit different. Those of you who know me and know already that I am not quite the conventional chaplain. So I want to share something with you today, because today is the first Sunday also of Black History Month. It's also just a few weeks from a historic, in the States anyway, a historic moment where we had the first woman of color, first Black woman, first woman of Asian descent, of South Asian descent and Caribbean descent, and first African-American woman to be inaugurated. We are coming off of the heels of so much tragedy. So in the face of the joys and the newness, there's also so much tragedy every minute. There is one every minute in the United States of persons who are dying of the COVID-19. But I want to say that when we come together, there is a vision that Dr. King talked about of a beloved community. And I want to say that when we all get together, when we see each other in this World Interfaith Festival and all, this is what I imagine the beloved community to look like and to be like. This is what I imagine that it would look like. That we, all faith traditions, all walks of life, that we would come together for this moment. I want to say this too, that oftentimes we have heard it said that this is a kind of a kumbaya moment, and in that time, it sometimes has been looked upon as something trite, right? And something not to be so serious. But when we gather, just as people gathered in January for Dr. King and remembering Dr. King, every nation, every tongue gathers to remember and to celebrate. And so when we gather and when we remember to celebrate, I want to say that it is all not only to remember transformative leadership figures, but it's and those who have left indelible marks on our souls and in the conscience of society. But we come together for moments and traditions called kumbaya kind of moments. I want to reclaim the kumbaya, not to be a triteness, right? It's nicknamed kumbaya, those moments. But the word actually means come by here. And the origin comes, according to the Associated Press and some of the research, by recognized as from the Gala whose ancestors were brought to the Americas southeastern coast from West Africa. And as they are the probable creators of this famous folk song. And as I said, sadly, it's this beloved melody has been used in settings to quote a scholar and friend of mine, Reverend Dr. Leslie Callahan. She says, it's not the song's fault, but there is a use that represents a performative allyship without substance. And I want to say, I want to invoke the words of the song to reclaim its origin and to use it to call forth the prayer for today in this moment in history and in our time. The song says, come by here, Lord, come by here. And so when you say it, we're talking about asking Spirit to come. And when Spirit shows up, when she shows up, we've got to be ready when she shows up. And I want to say that this is what the beloved community means. And it feels like to me when we gather, it is a kumbaya, a coming here, that Spirit would come and help us to reach for peace and help us to continue to work for harmony, help us to continue to work towards justice together. This is what beloved community looks like. And so when the song it says, come by here, my Lord, come by here. Somebody's praying, Lord, come by here. So I want to say, even as I close, just to say that as we find our way towards freedom and find our way towards justice, continue to press our way in our respectives, honoring the diversity of all of who we are, working at the UN and all over the globe, that we always ground ourselves in that come by here moment. And so I mentioned at our service, I mentioned the Dalai Lama's quote and talking about harmony and that the different religious traditions is essential for world peace. Right? It talks about genuine harmony, the Dalai Lama says, and he says it and respect that we should based on our recognition that all world's major religious traditions are similar in having the potential to help human beings live at peace with themselves and with each other and with the environment. His Holiness said those words, and I think it's so important. And I want to end just by this prayer, invoking my ancestors into the space, those ancestors whose blood still cries out for justice from the earth, those ancestors from whom I have been called and commissioned to do my work, and also for the ones who have called to at such a time as this, all of us who have been called to continue our work together in harmony, our work together because the God who created all called us here. So as I close with this prayer, again invoking the Gullah Geechee, the folk song, Kumbaya, the come by here, Lord, come by here. Too many are dying, God, come by here. Too many are crying, God, come by here. Too many are lying, God, come by here. Oh Lord, please come by here. May the Spirit of the living God fall fresh on us today, and may harmony, hope, peace, and justice continue to fold us, and that we will continue to be instruments of Spirit's peace. And may God's power continue to rise up in all of us to continue to journey towards peace and wholeness and harmony always. Amen, Amen, Ashe, and may it be so.
Thank you. You brought the spirit, chaplain. After the prayer service, you are in really good spirit. Good. So, this is a thing I want to show. We already showed that one. Ambassador Chowdhury or the Kitagawa, you and Monica have citation from the Brooklyn Borough Hall. So I just put in the play so people can watch it. This is the play. It says, I just read only the important part. Whereas on behalf of all Brooklynites, I salute Reverend Dion P. Bosher, currently serving as the chaplain at the Church Center of the United Nations. I applaud her as a humanitarian, promoting gender equality, human rights, justice, and global peace. I commend her for providing a platform for interfaith dialogue and harmony and supporting other sustainable development goals of the United Nations. I acknowledge that she represents a non-governmental organization at the United Nations and is an executive board member of the Committee of Religious Issues at the United Nations. I recognize that for the last few decades, she had been working with the different denominations in the Christian community and other religious groups globally. I appreciate her as a speaker and organizer for many international conferences held at the United Nations. And I thank her for all that she has done to touch and improve the lives of many, helping to move our communities forward as one Brooklyn. Now, therefore, I, Eric L. Adams, President of the Brooklyn Borough Hall, do hereby confer this citation on Reverend Dion P. Bosher, signed by today. Thank you, Chaplain, for all support. When I meet you, I'll hand over this to you. Okay. appreciate. You came during the busy day.
God bless you all. It's such a gift. You are such a gift. And so all of you are as well. So grateful to be able to be co-laborers in this work with all of you. Shalom.
Thank you. I want to recall again Grog Harris and Alison from Temple of Understanding at the United Nations. Are they here or not? If they are here, then I want to call. I know Harris was here earlier. No. Okay. Micah in Japan. Are you ready for the music?
Yes. Right. And thank you, Guruji, and thank you for all the speakers for your such a beautiful messages and prayers. It's such a blessing for us. So thank you so much. Okay, so the last song we would like to present is Unification. It tells not special leaders, but each of us, ordinary people, can realize unification. Because each and every one of us is special, has an irreplaceable role and mission in this universe. So please enjoy. Thank you.
The new era is coming. Let's be unified.
Unification, realization. It's in your heart, but you need your guts. Unification, realization. Not for a king, but for us to do. Over the differences, let's be one with love, love and gratitude. Just sharing, making all our life forgiveness is all we need for unification, harmonization. That's flowers in the garden of love. Unification, there's aspiration. Heavenly homes are sounding now. No more religions, no more nations. All we need is love. Lovers of this world, children of God, we know it's not. Love, realize us. Unification, realization. It's in your heart, but you need your guts. Unification, harmonization. Let's sound into space. In a soul, in a shiny old times, every soul that passed. Another chance now. Never give up. Make your dreams and the dreams come true. Unification, realization. It's in your heart, but you need your guts. Unification, realization. Not for a king, but for us to do. Unification, harmonization. Let's sound into space. Unification, there's aspiration. Let's dance with one God. No more religions, no more nations. We all stand and agree. Lovers of this world, children of God, we understand. Love, realize us. Unification, realization. It's in your heart, but you need your guts. Unification, realization. Not for a king, but for us to do. Unification, harmonization. Let's sound into space. Unification, that's aspiration. Heavenly homes are sounding now. Unification.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's a good unification song. I love it.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you for your support. I know it's very late in Japan, right?
Yeah, it's almost 3 a.m. But thanks to your beautiful energies, I'm still waking up. Thank you so much for all of you. Thank you.
I like to invite Gandhi Koda Aryama, one of our long-time spiritualists in America from Indian community, for the generation of following the Satya Sai Baba. Let me see where is. I'm just looking. Yes, here.
Namaste, everyone. I'm very happy to join you today. I'm very grateful to Guruji for his invitation. Namaste, sisters and brothers. Salutations to you all. It's a great honor and privilege to be here with you. I'm an advisor for the Sarvadharma Service Center in Howell, New Jersey. Sarvadharma means all faiths. So it's a structure that's for both prayer and for service to the regional community there. And we must speak of the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man. We are told that we are all descended from Adam and Eve, or Manu and his wife Shatarupa, according to Hindu traditions. And we are all one species, Homo sapiens sapiens. And we have a spark of the Lord within us, the Atma or soul. They say that Hinduism has 333 million gods. Actually, that was the population of the world when the statement was made in antiquity. However, now we are 7 billion plus and counting. And with all the problems facing the world today, as responsible leaders of faith, we must work together to encourage peace and harmony between nations, between religions, and relief for the suffering. And that has been ongoing. Despite plenty in one place, there's poverty in another. This should not be in this modern world. With all the communications, all the riches, we have to be able to help those who are suffering together. Just one quotation of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba, whom we follow. There is only one religion, the religion of love. There's only one language, the language of the heart. There's only one caste, the caste of humanity. There's only one law, the law of karma. There is only one God, and he is omnipresent. So the golden rule, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. We must follow this and have respect for all. So there's a short Shanti mantra or peace mantra that I would like to invoke. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is from the Taittiriya Upanishad, composed thousands of years ago and chanted by thousands of people for thousands of years. So it's a very powerful peace mantra that spreads its vibrations across. And just like any devoted prayer to the Lord has a lot of effect. So the meaning is, may God protect us both together. May God nourish us both together. May we work together with great energy. May our study be vigorous and effective. May we not mutually dispute, or may we not hate anyone. Let there be peace in me. Let there be peace in my environment. Let there be peace in the forces that act on me. So I'll conclude with a prayer. Samasta lokaha sukhino bhavantu. May all beings in all worlds be happy. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste, Arimaji. And Arimaji is our advisor for the value of community for the last 3-4 years. Support always, inviting us for the interfaith events. Thank you, thank you.
My thanks. Thank you.
Now I want to invite Reverend Dr. Joni Kali. She is the NGO representative for the Cosmos Associates Journal at the United Nations, and she's working with the Unity Earth, and one of the 10 people running the show with the URI at the UN. I also work with them. Reverend Dr. Joni Kali, floor is for you.
I'm so grateful for these messages of unity today. I would like to just take a few moments to really be in interfaith harmony with one another. So take a breath with me. Breathing in love, breathing in light, breathing in that kumbaya invitation to come by here with all of us in unity right now. Breathing into the oneness of all communities, of the world, of all spiritual and religious traditions, breathing in our oneness with the natural world. Please pray with me. We know there is one humanity that lives within a sacred universe of all life, and that there's a mystical thread that weaves us together, a mysterious life force that pulses through each and every speck of the planet, including us. One divine presence that pervades all that we are and all that we do, one spirit, one light, one love that manifests as the human spirit. That holy life pulse is the same for all of us, yet it's unique in each of us. We feel that divine presence that pulses in, around, and through every being, paying no attention to boundaries like skin color, geography, history, beliefs, or fears, because spirit is always, everywhere, unconditionally. And spirit is always flowing toward greater peace by way of creating greater harmony. And we know that our thoughts, our words, our deeds, that just coming together in the spirit of unity today are the means that spirit works through. And that in this technological age, we have revolutionary and evolutionary capacity to create a new world where people and nature thrive, where peace is the norm. It's not something to be wished for out there. Peace becomes the norm and values lead the way. As the world navigates the transformative times we're living through, we know that spirit naturally moves toward orchestrating harmony between people, nature, and countries. In this exceptional moment in history, we know that our challenges bring us unique opportunity to build a world where the spirit of love lives and rules. A world where we nurture the noble seed of spirit that lives in every soul and every being. We know that our vision for a loving and peaceful planet will not be stopped by the seeming unfathomableness of building a peaceful world. It will not be stopped by our historical understandings of how hard it is. It cannot be stopped because it is the way that spirit flows. Spirit flows toward love, and now is the time to stand firmly in all of our religious and spiritual teachings that tell us love, just love. The time is now to recognize that the fate of one of us is the fate of all of us. The time is now to choose harmony, partnership, and the flourishing of all humanity, no matter what. The time is now to pray more fervently, to listen more carefully for that small voice within, and to walk courageously on the path that spirit guides. We're grateful for all of the good that has come before this moment. We're grateful for all of the planning that led to this moment. We're grateful for all of the interfaith celebrations that have happened over the planet this week and throughout the last few years. We say thank you because we know that that has lifted up all of our spirits. We may not always be aware of the evidence of that, but it is so because spirit knows no difference. We know that in coming together, we magnify the prayer for peace. We give thanks for the United Nations and for all that it has achieved and for the promise it holds in its unique position for bringing about a harmonious and just world. We give thanks for how today's challenges have opened our consciousness so that we can create new ways of living together on one peaceful and verdant planet. We give thanks for the unnameable spirit that guides us in our co-creation of a world where all are nourished, all are safe, and where happiness and well-being are the starting points and not the afterthoughts of global governance going forward from this moment. We release our prayers into the heavens, into the universe, trusting that the divine is forever flowing toward harmony. We release these prayers into the cosmos, knowing that coming together in spirit will help us thrive as we invent a brave, compassionate, and just new world. We attune anew to the flow of all that is sacred and to the wisdom of the ages that has always steered us toward greater lovingness, greater wholeness, and sacred harmony. Blessed be, amen. So it is.
Thank you, Reverend Dr. Johnny Carly. Wonderful to work with your UN group and all the public events. Whenever you need, let me know. I'm here 24/7. My phone is always on. Nighttime, India, early morning, South America, Europe. This is the way my life is. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, thank you. I like to invite Reverend Susanna Makop. She is our advisor and advisor in large at the All Faith Seminary International. And she coordinated with me last week on event with the All Faith Seminary. That was a partnership event. We had over 4,000 viewers. Now we have 1,600 people are watching from abroad. We are giving good message. It's like our lunch. Yeah. Susanna, floor is for you.
Namaste, Guruji. I'm going to put myself on gallery view so I can see all the beautiful faces. Oh my goodness. I could just take a moment and just go to our hearts and affirm our love for every single person on this Zoom call, every person who's watching, every person in the world, all God's creations. And when I see all of you, and Guruji, the work you do, this is heaven. This is heaven on earth. This is what we're doing. We are creating heaven on earth with brotherly, sisterly love. Now, I've dedicated myself to the interfaith message for 25 years now, but the interfaith message is not new. Moses was in an interfaith marriage. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had Christian and Jewish wives. The Sufi interfaith message is over 1,200 years old. Guru Nanak, the founder of the Sikh religion, proclaimed there was no Muslim, no Hindu, just oneness. The Baha'i faith, established in 1844, embraced and continues to embrace all religions. But what is new is that more and more people on this earth are waking up to interfaith harmony, are waking up to the oneness of humanity and the earth. I graduated from the first interfaith seminary in the world, founded by Rabbi Joseph Gelbman, who was a very good friend of Guruji. And he coined the phrase, never instead of, always in addition to. Think about that. Never one religion, or another, never one skin color or another, never one sex or another, always in addition to. And I was raised traditionally Catholic, had all my sacraments, but I'm also an initiated Sufi, and am ordained in the Universal Worship Order founded by Hazrat Inayat Khan in 1926, which celebrated all religions. Again, never instead of, always in addition to. So today I'd like to read a poem by a Sufi, the mystic Hafez. And I dedicate this poem to all the radiant souls gathered here today who understand that we are all children of one God, souls within one cosmic consciousness by many names. I have learned so much from God that I can no longer call myself Christian, a Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist, a Jew. The truth has shared so much of itself with me that I can no longer call myself a man, a woman, an angel, or even a pure soul. Love has befriended Hafez so completely, it has turned me to ash and freed me of every concept and image my mind has ever known. My prayer, dear friends, is for the end of tribalism, and by extension, nationalism, racism, sexism. My prayer is for the end of tribalism, because all problems begin with one thing: when one person puts themselves above another in any way. And then it goes to the community, or to the nation. So my prayer is that all humanity will awaken to the oneness. If that's who we really are. And every person here on this call knows that and is contributing to the accelerating of this knowledge. I thank you, Guruji. I look behind you and I see that wonderful photograph when I remember Reverend Diana right behind you in that photograph at the UN. It was such a wonderful event. But look, maybe there were 50 people there, 100 people there, and now there's 1,600 watching. So as difficult as this pandemic has been, as tragic, and we remember all the souls lost and all the souls suffering, the gift in the ruin, which Rumi, that's a quote, where there's ruin, there lies treasure, is that it has taught us that we are truly independent of one another. How one small, careless act in one part of the world can affect the entire world. And harmony, including interfaith harmony, is more important than ever. In fact, it is urgent. It is urgent. So God bless each and every one of you for your divine work, for your light. Amen, Amin, Ashe, Aho, Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you all.
Thank you.
I love you all.
Thank you, Raj. Could you read that paragraph I sent to you from the proclamation?
You want me to read it?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So Guruji has received so many incredible proclamations. Let me see. On behalf of all Brooklynites, I'm having a hard time reading it, Guruji.
Yeah.
I salute the 16th annual World Interfaith, founded by the World Yoga Community, a nonprofit organization and non-governmental organization associated with the United Nations Department of Global Communications, founded in 1984 by Guruji H.H. Dilip Kumar Thakapa. I acknowledge The festival creates interfaith dialogue amongst the different religious and spiritual traditions and to promote World Interfaith Harmony Week. I recognize the World Yoga Community vision is to educate and bring awareness of the universal spirituality in the global community. I appreciate the World Interfaith Festival for embracing all cultures and traditions without discrimination, exception, or exclusion. I commend the members of the World Yoga Community for their belief that all human beings are divine and chosen to serve the community with love, compassion, and devotion. I applaud this year's 36th World Interfaith Festival theme, love all, serve all, as their motto. And I thank them for all they have done to teach and improve the lives of many, helping to move our communities forward to one Brooklyn and beyond. Now, thereafter, I, Eric L. Adams, President of the Borough of Brooklyn, do hereby proclaim Sunday, February 7th, 2021, as the 36th Annual World Interfaith Festival Day in Brooklyn, USA, and witness whereof I have hitherto my hand, and then he signs. Sorry, I could hardly see on my phone.
Yeah.
That's so wonderful. Congratulations, Guruji. How many proclamations have you received from New York so far?
Oh my God. I get certificates from my first grade to now. Like, no, that is fine. At least they are noticing what we are doing, acknowledging our people, and it will boost the way we move. We are not a money-making factory because we are flowers, because we have honey, so all the honeybees will come to us.
Oh.
That's the way we are, you know.
And people I don't know if you know this, Guruji, but Brooklyn is the fourth largest, it's a borough, but if you were to make it a city, it's the fourth largest in the United States.
Correct. And there's more involved with the art, music. That's the first place I landed in America. That was in 99. The good relationship with that borough, you know, they always invite us for interfaith movement. We gave an idea to have interfaith annual programs. Now 7 years they are putting annual programs. That is a big acknowledgement for us as an interfaith minister, you know. So this is the small things we do. Slowly it will grow. You know, I born in an interfaith family. Some of you already heard. You may get bored. Yeah? My father is from the Orthodox Christian, mother is from the Hindu family. 60 years before they married, it's like a crime in India. They both kicked out from the family. They had enough education. Both got job. So we survived. Otherwise, no. So my mom always encouraged my sister to learn more. She said, if you have education, you will be independent. You don't have to be dependent on anybody. And she became, that's a story about she failed her 10th grade twice. The dad said, no, she is not good for studies. Just make an arranged marriage and get her rid of her. That's why that. So mom said, no, I want to try once more. So third time she passed. Then she went to college. She got the second class in her +2, first class in degree, 4th rank in the masters, and she became a lawyer. Now she's a state attorney in Kerala. This is a way we never know. So we don't want to depress people, you know, encourage people, motivate people. That's why I always say, before I expire, I like to inspire people. That's the way we have to move, you know. People make different mistakes in our life. That's not forever. We may have arguments. That's for a few moments. We don't have to keep it long. Right? This is where spirituality works. Spirituality is not going to a spiritual center and having a prayer and coming back. No. You go there, learn something, and ask the God to bring that divinity in our actions and life. I was nothing happy. We can carry so many books in our hand and say, I'm a spiritual person. It won't happen. It should be from our mouth when we speak. Swami Bo used to say, when you use a gun, once that round is out, bullet is going out, and they never come back. Same way, when we say something, it never able to take it back. We have to be very careful when we say something to people. So this is the way we move. Whatever happening, we take it as easy way, overcome it. Sometimes I say, oh, good to have more problems in our life. So that much problems we can face and learning from that problem. We don't have to forget what others did to us, but we can forget. Because if you forget, again you do the mistake. So you learn from the mistakes and you adjust your life. That's the way it is. So I like to invite some more people here. I know, let me see. Great. I see Reverend Dr. Doris McCarthy. She is the trustee from All Faith Seminary. Is my colleague, Reverend Dr. McCarthy. Floor is for you.
Thank you very much, Guru. It is truly a pleasure to be among so common energy presence today. This is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to be among those who share a common intention in the world and those who serve from a common goal. I would like to offer today a reading from Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It is from a writing called Jericho Road. And as we know historically, the Jericho Road is the road from Jerusalem to Jericho. It was notorious for its danger and difficulty and was known as the Way of the Blood because of the danger that was presented to those who traveled this it was a critical passageway that served many merchants and individuals who were achieving their life goals. So the passage reads, a true revelation of values is upon us. It will soon cause us to question the fairness and justice of many of our past and present policies. We are being called to pray. We are being called to play the Good Samaritan on life's roadside. But that will be only an initial act. One day we must come to see that the whole Jericho Road must be transformed so that man and woman will not be constantly killed, beaten, robbed as they make their journey on life's highway. True compassion, he says, is more than a fling of a coin to a beggar. It is not haphazard and superficial. Compassion sees that an edifice that produces beggars needs restructuring. So let me share that statement again. It is not haphazard and superficial. Compassion sees that an edifice that produces beggars' needs must be restructured. We pray that a true revolution of values will soon look uneasily on the glaring contrast of poverty and wealth. And so we pray the prayer that he wrote at the end of his message. Almighty God, you called us to be in relationship with one another and promised to dwell wherever 2 or 3 are gathered. In our communities, we are many different people. We come from many different places and have many different cultures. Open our hearts that we may see, that we may be bold in finding the riches of inclusion and the treasures of diversity among us. We hold this truth in prayer, believing that our prayers are answered. And so it is. Namaste.
Namaste. Wonderful to hear your words and wisdom.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like to invite my brother from Himalayas. He's just hiding in the Zoom meeting like he's hiding in the cave in Himalayas, you know. I'm just looking him. You are here. Swami Yadi Dharmananda is our advisor. I'll put you in the spotlight. Please, floor is for you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
See Guruji and many others who I've seen, and especially there are 3 people here that I'll be grateful till my last breath. That is Sumita Pedersen ji. She's like my godmother. She got me over to Parliament of World Religion. And Guruji for being a big brother in USA when I came here first time and took me around and showed me around, because we both are connected to the same lineage of Swami Shivananda. And then another big brother who brought me over to Germany, Sukadev ji. So these 3 people here, and it's very, very, I'm honored and blessed to see these 3 people who played big role in my life or together in one platform, and I'm here to speak before them. So thank you very much for this opportunity. And I see, of course, I see many other familiar faces that I've seen around with Guruji. So my greetings to all of you from the land of Uttarkashi. This is right on the bank of Holy River Ganga and in the lap of Himalayas. So I would like to say a few prayers, and I would like to start with one of the most wonderful prayers of my Guruji's Guru, Swami Shivananda Maharaj, Param Gurudev, universal prayer. I would like to say this prayer. O adorable Lord of mercy and love, salutations and prostrations unto thee. Thou art omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. Thou art Satchidananda, existence, consciousness, bliss absolute. Thou art the indweller of all beings. Grant us an understanding heart, equal vision, balanced mind, faith, devotion, and wisdom. Grant us inner spiritual strength to resist temptations and to control the mind. Free us from egoism, lust, anger, greed, hatred, and jealousy. Fill our hearts with divine virtues. Let us behold thee in all these names and forms. Let us serve thee in all these names and forms. Let us ever remember thee. Let us ever sing thy glories. Let thy name be ever upon our lips. Let us abide in thee forever and ever. Let us abide in thee forever and ever. I greet you in the name of my Param Gurudev Swami Shivananda Maharaj and my Guru Swami Chidananda Maharaj, because of whose blessings I'm here and I'm able to share such an honored and esteemed platform with all of you. And I would like to read out a small quote from my Guruji, Swami Chidananda, who worked all his life for Interfaith, and there'll not be enough time to talk about his work in Interfaith. Everybody knows about it, how much of effort he has put in for world peace and for Interfaith. So here's a small quote from him I would like to read. Pick up at dawn each day to salute the universal being. Bow down in adoration unto him before you start the day. Go through the day serenely, full of happiness and contentment. There is nothing to condemn in this world. Change your angle of vision. Forgo a grudge. Forgive an enemy. Stop anxiety and smile gently unto yourself. Feel that the whole world is the manifestation of the Lord, and you are serving the Lord in all these names and forms. Convert life into yoga. God walks with the simple, reveals himself through the sufferer, gives understanding to the noble, and keeps his grace from the haughty. So renounce ego, cultivate virtues, and be free. Keep the mind always calm and peaceful. Be the conqueror of your mind, the subduer of your desires, and a master of your destiny, for you are the master. Thank you very much. And I would not like to take more time because I know there's so many wonderful people I would love to listen to. So thank you, Guruji, for this opportunity, and thank you for being there, and my greetings and good wishes from here. And I would also like all of you to pray. We have had a massive devastation in the Himalayas and the other parts. So at the end of the session, I would request everybody to pray for all those people who have been affected by this devastation. Thank you very much. Thank you. Adios.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate. Everything good, right? Himalayas. See you very soon. Reverend T.K. Nagakaki is the founder and president of the Eva Foundation. And we do a lot of events every year, like seasonal. Even yesterday we had event, day before yesterday had an event, like 3 days continuous.
True.
You are jumping around. Let me see, where are we? Okay, I got it. TK.
Okay. Thank you, Guruji, and I'm very grateful to be here with you. And I'm very appreciative. He's always supporting us. I mean, actually, Hera Foundation decided to have advisory board from the different interfaith. At least I asked first Guruji to be part of it. So I would like to thank you for accepting that. And then I think we need a little more advice. And the Hera Foundation itself is only 3 years old. So it's like, I mean, almost 3 years old. So it's a new one for me. But at the same time, Hera means, peace, basically, or harmony. And peace is first in the inner peace and then the outer peace, the outside peace. So those are two words that I use. That's a typical Japanese words too. So, and then for me, the Buddhist practice that I have been doing is always bring to the peace. So that's the one. And also I try to bring more Eastern thoughts by having this organization. So that's another reason. And so I'm still, I don't know. Sometimes I say something really not appropriate, so maybe, but yet my intention is always try to bring the peace. So one thing is I just wanted to bring some understanding, because it seems like already for myself, like when I started, the Baba Jane was there, and then also like that was already 30 years. I've never realized how much that time passed. And then, but for me, so in a way, this is for me the reflection time, how the interface happens, at least the one that I witnessed. And so, because even like a definition of the words, I feel like it's always important. What is an interface now, and what is an interface 30 years ago? It's a different thing. Actually, interface 30 years ago means Jewish and Christian dialogue. nothing else, nobody else before. So, but then I guess yeah, then they start having a little more conversation of the, I believe, yeah, Islamic tradition comes in. So the part of the interfaith is the still the the Judeo-Christian type of idea. So that has been for a while, and then then after we have Buddhists coming in, Hindu coming in, and all the Native Americans and all the other people coming in. So in a way, for me, the interfaith is growing or processing, or that it's still advancing in a way that different from that 30 years ago. So it seems like for people like within 10 years, maybe that not that different, but I think between those, there are many people did a lot of efforts to bring people together. And so I really appreciate those people who are not even here, maybe, but it used to be like a Dean Morton, that was very great person for me as one of the teachers who bring it, all those things. And so, I mean, I shouldn't name it because so many people, I mean, I'll miss that name, so I won't say it, but even today we have a lot of friends, new friend, old friend, and so nice to see all of you. And so that my reflection is now today it's like Hindu, the Guruji is sponsoring the interfaith gathering, which is so I wanted to mention that that's a great part of the interfaith now. So start from the the majority, or I mean I guess the one from the strong voice from the West. Is starting, and now Eastern tradition is coming, and then taking some of the parts of the the what you call it, not the taking over, but it's just the, cooperating each other and then create this ceremony, which is very wonderful. And also, for me, also I've been always working with from the minority voice. So I wanted to bring the Buddhism, I wanted to bring some of the things. So today I still have one more minority voice, which is actually maybe almost 3 million people use it on this planet of Earth. But that particular symbol never be recognized as a peace symbol. And so this one is a little controversial, of course, as you expect. If you know me, you know what I'm going to talking about. But it is a kind of missing puzzle of the history of the interfaith, which we call it swastika, the symbol of the half of the, maybe 1/3 of all the populations on the earth, use the swastika as a very peaceful symbol. And that's a symbol of noble people and non-violence, and then all those compassions and all the quality that we are talking about is there. And so I just wanted to point it out, at least at this point. And then so for me, this is also, Guruji participated too, but we did have a swastika conference, actually 3 days that we did. But then, so the idea itself is just, the voices sometimes be listened. And then I understand that, what do you call it, harmony, means also the mutual understanding and the dialogue. And so this is a very important dialogue, I believe, that should be taking place because, especially in these days, of course, this is only until Hitler's time. This is one of the most interfaith symbol ever existed in the world, because this is a symbol for, I mean, even today, Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, those three, all religions share this symbol. So this was an interfaith symbol among the Asia, and then later on, I believe, of the influence of the Hindus or India and Europe, the cross is also, this is called Hakenkreuz, even, or actually the Hooked Cross, but then as one of the Christian symbol for a long time. This is one of the ancient symbol found in, like a 3rd century, 2nd century, 3rd century. So, but this is something that I just brought it, but but as the way how we can even accommodate or actually the so that's why sometimes I bring something dangerous things, but yet it's only the 100 and then how many years have been used. It's just only for Buddhist only 2,000 years, or Jain 2,000 years maybe, Hindu maybe 3,000, 5,000 years, and then but and then Christianity, and also probably pre-history too. This symbol is used as a God symbol, and then most sacred symbol ever existed. So I just wanted to mention that, just a brief information. But then it's a symbol of peace, and then symbol unite everybody. It's a 4 legs. It's a 4 different lands together. 4 everything is together, and it used to be introduced as 4 L's: love, light, life, luck. So those are all great meaning. And then the people who are in an Eastern tradition, we all know that's not destroyed, and that's still moving forward. And so hopefully the next for a while, I don't know how long does it take, but anyway, that symbol was actually defiled and then misused by the Nazi Germany, of course, and then killed even like a Jewish people, which is very sad conditions, because such sacred symbol has been stolen, and now even you cannot recognize an interfaith symbol. And nobody mentioned this. This is, in a historically speaking, this is the interfaith symbol ever human beings used, and that which is the symbol can use right now. And so hopefully, next 100 years, maybe, I don't know how long does it take. So that will be my the kind of dedication to bring the symbol, at least the understanding what does really means. Not just that's not created, that has been here for Earth for a long time. So that's the one of the sharing that I would like to do. But then the most important for me is how you can respect the others, and instead of just denying, oh, that's no, that's already, that was already gone or something. But of course, in East Asia, there are still, the symbols are used all over the place. And then we're talking about globalism. And so this is one of the time for the next step for me is a symbols of this, because this is right now in the East or West, extremely good or extremely bad. So how can it be, this symbol be recognized from the, I understand. So that this is my, one of the challenges for this, from now on. So Guruji, I'm sorry, but it is a time that I feel like it's so many people listening. So I thought I should just bring you some attention so that you still be somebody who are not be seen as if everybody's here now and so forth. But then all the symbols and many symbols are now, but then one symbol never be existed here. So you can recognize it. So that's, having said that, for me is those harmony is a very important, the dialogue. Dialogue should be very important. So we try to understand where this comes from, where should we change. And then instead of just this is no good, we just need to open up the conversation. And so that's the things. And I believe, as I said, this is a progressing, the different ways. So, I hope interfaith society, so-called, is also recognize this symbol in the future, and then also bring, hopefully, this symbol can bring the peace to everyone in the world as well. So. Is that Guruji? Did you want me don't talk about this? Or I should. I said it already. I should be careful for my words, but anyway, I try to be as much.
Respect everybody's culture. We are not here to judge anybody. So I need your.
But anyway, so I just wanted to show you for my temples, this is actually a symbol of the central of the Buddha. I mean, awakened one. So it's a symbol of the Buddhism too. And so the old temples everywhere you see. this. But then that doesn't have any totally opposite meaning of evil. It's the noble symbol. And Arya also means noble in Sanskrit. Swastika means good, well-beings. So this is the most well-beings symbol that was used in at least Dharmic culture. So I hope you'll be realized, at least for this time of the 75th anniversary part of UN, as well as the Interfaith Harmony Week. And I read it, and the Interfaith Harmony Week, the meaning of it, and then there's a lot of emphasis of the dialogue. And so harmony should be based upon the truth and a true dialogue. And so I just decide to bring up this one parts that we never talk about. So thank you so much, and I appreciate for your having this wonderful events of the old people together. So I hope I don't want you to hurt anybody, but yet that's actually the truth, only the truth, and the fact that I bring it. So peace to you all. And I just wanted to share some, dedication for the merits. Please join me in meditation.この功徳をもって平等に一切に施し、同じく菩提心を起こして安楽国に往生せん。南無敬仏、南無敬法、南無敬僧。May all living beings be happy, well, and peaceful. May we all be free from suffering. May we all be free from pain. May we all be free from attachment, from greed, anger, and ignorance. May we all attain ultimate happiness and peace of enlightenment. Thank you, and thanks so much, Guruji.
Thank you, Reverend. Take care. So we are traveling from interfaith to inner faith. So I like to invite Michelle Delafaye. She's with us last 5 years, I'll say. Michelle, close for you.
Thank you. I will sing a prayer for God's mercy at this time on our planet. And I pray that anyone who is watching this knows the importance of being with God, the Creator, and knowing that the transformation comes from within, and that is God's light out to all for a change. Amen. Holy God, holy and mighty, holy immortal one, have mercy, have mercy on us. Holy God, holy and mighty, holy immortal one, have mercy, have mercy on us.
I didn't hear this song earlier, Misha. That's a nice one. Thank you, thank you. Now I like to invite my brother from Milan, Italy. Long time friend. He's a yogi and an Ayurveda practitioner. And he's getting active in the interfaith. We recently put him in the International Council of Hindu Religious Leaders. He's representing for the Italy with us and the advisor to the Velia community.
Thank you so much, Dirigi. Please unmute the microphone of Amelia too. That you know, my English is not fluent. So,
Sono maestro.
sì. I prefer speaking Italian, this is my idioma. La spiritualità è qualcosa di naturale, ingenito, che è già con noi e ci accompagna fin dalla nascita.
Spirituality is natural, inborn. It is already within us and it accompanies us from birth.
È presente nella vita a tutti i livelli di esistenza e non è caratteristica solo umana, ma è parte integrante di questa meravigliosa manifestazione e della natura.
It is present in life at every levels of experience, and it is only human characteristic, not only human characteristic, but it is an integral part of this wonderful manifestation of nature.
Siamo costituiti da parte fisica e da parte non fisica. La vita deriva dalla presenza di entrambi questi principi che si separano solo con il sopraggiungere della morte e pertanto se durante questa nostra esistenza a causa dell'identificazione nella parte esclusivamente materiale dimentichiamo la nostra parte non fisico-spirituale, sarebbe come se fossimo morti che camminiamo.
As we all know, we are made up of a physical part and a non-physical part. Life derives from the presence of both these principles. They are separated only when death arises, and therefore, if during our existence, due to the identification in the exclusively material part, we forget our non-physical or spiritual part, it would be as if we were walking that.
Ripeto, sarebbe come se fossimo morti che camminiamo.
I repeat once again, it would be as if we were walking that.
Vi prego di perdonare questa espressione apparentemente un po' forte, ma in realtà è proprio così.
Please forgive me for this expression that appears so strong, but in fact, it is just as it is.
Ora che ho imparato a vivere con la mia parte spirituale non riesco più a farne a meno e lascio che essa testimoni la mia vita.
Now that I have learned a little to live with my spiritual part, I can no longer do without it, and I let it witness my life.
A chi mi chiedesse come fare ad incontrare questa parte, risponderei che è un percorso semplice, inizia con il risveglio dell'attenzione, che si trasforma poi in consapevolezza e la consapevolezza ci porta alla coscienza, che è strumento della parte spirituale.
To whoever asks me how to meet this path, I would reply that it is a simple path. It begins with the awakening of attention, which then turns into awareness. And awareness leads us to the consciousness that is an instrument of the spiritual part.
In questo molte vie sono maestre e anche lo yoga, che come tutti sanno significa unione e per prima cosa potrebbe fare riferimento all'unità armoniosa della parte fisica con la parte non fisica.
For this purpose, many are leading paths to among them. There is also yoga that, as everyone knows, means union and first of all, could refer to the harmonious unity for the physical part with the non-physical part.
ecco la prima e più sublime delle unioni, essere nella vita quando simultaneamente, operando simultaneamente attraverso queste due parti, parte fisica e parte non fisica.
Here is the first and most sublime of unions, being in life operating simultaneously through these two principles, the physical part and the spiritual part.
La spiritualità naturale non ha colore, non ha razza, non ha forma.
The natural spiritual has no color, has no race, has no differences.
E incontrare questa parte può essere la via che ci porta alla pace. Riconosciamo la natura simile in ognuno di noi.
And meeting this part will lead us to peace and harmony. And this is the real true part.
E come a volte dopo aver finito di bere appoggiamo il bicchiere e pensiamo che sia vuoto.
It is just like when we finish to drink a glass of water and we put this glass on the table and then we think that this glass is empty.
Ma questo bicchiere non è vuoto. Verrebbe voglia di dire che è pieno di aria.
But this glass, as a matter of fact, it is not empty. We can rather say that this glass is full of air.
E diciamo questo, che se immaginiamo il corpo di un essere vivente e dentro c'è lo spirito.
And if we think of a body, of a person body, empty.
Come una goccia di oceano che sta dentro noi, che è della stessa natura dell'oceano.
But if we think of this body, within, inside, there is a drop, and this drop is just like the drop of the infinite of the ocean.
Per favore, quindi concludo dicendo: sentiamoci oceano, composto di tante gocce che siamo noi tutti. Sentiamoci oceano, viviamo la sensazione dell'oceano, la sensazione dell'unità totale nella parte spirituale.
So please, let's feel just like the ocean, just like these many drops, part of the ocean, and feeling just being like the ocean, we will feel that we are all together, no separation.
Concludo cantando uno sloka beneaugurante per l'intera umanità, per tutti voi e per tutto il mondo.
So I now conclude chanting a sloka for the welfare of all humanity and for the welfare of all of us.
Vesham swastir bhavatu, Sardesham shantir bhavatu, Sardesham purnam bhavatu, Sardesham mangalam bhavatu. May everyone be healthy. May all be at peace. May all enjoy full realization. May prosperity be for everyone. Thank you, Dilip Ji, for inviting me to this so important event. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amadio. Wonderful to hear from you. I met him in Argentina in 2005. We had a World Yoga Congress. So they're like a 15 years friendship. Then we did events in different countries. This is where we are going. Thank you, appreciate it. And I like to invite Subadev. Okay, Subadev Brad. She is the president of Yoga Vidya International in Germany. I saw him here. Oh, okay. Sorry. Unmute yourself. Thank you. Floor is for you.
Revered representatives of world religions and faiths, revered Guru Dilip Ji, brothers and sisters, This 36th World Interfaith Festival, World Interfaith Harmony, is of great importance. In a time of health crisis, a time of rising tensions, religion and faith and spirituality should be a force for peace, for harmony, for understanding. Religions and faiths differ in many details, but they do have important common points. Among them are, there is a higher power behind everything. There might be many different names and concepts, but most faiths agree there is a higher power to whom we can turn, who will protect us, whom we can invoke. Let us turn to this higher being. Let us invoke the grace and the blessings of this higher being for this planet Earth, humanity, and all living beings. The world is God's creation. Earth does not belong to one person, one country, one faith, not even to one species. Humans should be caretakers. Let us take good care of this earth. We're all children of the divine. We're brothers and sisters. Let us show understanding and love to each other. The word religion has many meanings. One is to feel united. Comes from religare, means to feel united again. Basically the same meaning as yoga. Yogis are striving for harmony and union, and all religions basically strive for harmony and union. Basically, it is similar in most faiths and religions. So let us all strive for harmony, feel harmony, live harmony, and spread harmony. And the connectedness we feel during this meeting, may this spread into our daily actions, and may more and more people, more and more seekers imbibe this message of speech and harmony. We are deeply indebted to Guruji and all those who make these interfaith meetings possible. From the point of view of the heart, we can all feel together, and it's important to meet in this type of meetings. I want to conclude with a simple prayer from the Upanishads. Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Mritam Gamaya. Lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from mortality to immortality. We can also say, lead us from the erroneous understanding that we're separate beings to the truth that we're all connected and one. Lead us from the darkness of divisions and of tensions to the light of oneness and of divine glory. And lead us from the feeling of being separate and being small to the feeling of immortality, of infinity and oneness. And may the love we share during this meeting help us to be forces for harmony, for peace, and for light. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace be unto all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sudhirji. It's wonderful to hear from you. And somebody was asking, he already spoke, or no, he's going to speak. That is Yadi Dharma, and I was asking. I appreciate your time, valuable time with us. I'd like to invite one of my sisters from Italy, Amy Blasio. She's an artist, a yoga teacher. She sang with me at the European Yoga Congress. Can we bless you, Yoga Jain, please? Floor is for you.
I remember. So I give all of you my greetings from Italy, and I thank Brother Dilip Ji for inviting me to say a few words about peace, spirituality, respect, and harmony. I start with some Vedic words. That may the heaven in peace, earth in peace. Let the wide space between one and the other be at peace. May the flowing waters be in peace with us, the peaceful plants and herbs and the animals. May the sign of the future be in peace with us. Be in peace what is and what will be. This is written in the Atharva Veda concerning peace. I give all of you my greetings from Italy. Oh, sorry. I'm starting with some may the flowing waters. This is please, sorry, because I wrote some speaking, but it's complicated. Everything, peace everywhere, is talked about it. Often we talk about peace, so that word also almost lost its intrinsic meaning and becomes as empty word. Everything produces itself. If we give love, we collect love. If we give anger, we collect anger. And the respect for each creator is equally important to obtain peace. And it is when the soul is in peace that happiness and harmony grow up. Who has no peace in the heart is a creator of conflicts. But how can we get peace to grow in our heart and soul? If you think of a divine, which in all known religions and spiritualities is defined as omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, and omnipervadent, it is obvious that if it is all pervadent, it must pervade the whole without leaving nothing out. So the whole to which we belong, we can think it is as only great soul, pervaded by an only great breath. Therefore, we are all part of this one breath, Brahman Nirguna, that is, without form, who is manifested in the Brahman Saguna with his own form. And the manifestation take place. But if that is the whole, then what difference is there between an animal, a human being, a plant, or stone? They are just different forms with the same components, Satya, Rajas, Tamas. And they come from the same substance, the whole. The whole is, therefore, the substance that gives a form by the substance. It is the manifest that manifests itself. And we are part of this manifestation, and much as the other form. So we have to respect any kind of forms. And here is the result. The result is in Gandhi's phrases. I cannot eat you without hurting myself. I would like to sing a Gandhi favorite mantra, Raghupati Raghava Rajarama, about peace. Raghupati Raghava Rajarama, Patita Pavana Sitaram. Raghupati Raghava Rajaram, Patita Pavana Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Bhaja Pyare Tu Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Bhaja Pyare Tu Sitaram. Ishvara Tera Naam, Sabba ko samapite Bhagavan. Ishvara Tere Naam, Sabba ko samapite Bhagavan. Raghava Rajaram, Patita Pavana Sitaram. Raghupati Raghava Rajaram, Patita Pavana Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Bhaja Pyare Tu Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Bhaja Pyare Tu Sitaram. Raghupati Raghava Rajaram, Patita Pavana Sitaram. Raghupati Raghava Rajaram, Patita Pavana Sitaram.
That was a beautiful bhajan. Thank you, Rashmi, for beautiful bhajan and your message.
Thank you, thank you.
I saw you earlier, then I was looking, then I didn't see. Then I asked someone else.
I'm proud to be here.
I want to look who else here. Petrogina or Peace Light. Peace Light, I'll put the Peace Light so we can give some idea about Peace Light. Then you move forward.
Thank you, Guruji, and namaste, everybody. Guruji, thank you again for enabling and catalyzing meetings like this, especially during this Interfaith Harmony Week. It's a great service to the world. To everybody else who may or may not know Peace Lights has been very busy this week and very busy in the last couple weeks. Peace Lights has grown to be an increasingly recognized symbol of peace around the world. And to build on what Reverend Nakagaki said before, there's great power in a symbol. And what we're seeing is that power inspiring a lot of people worldwide these days. The colors that you see in peace lights represent the different cultures of the world, and the motion represents how those cultures interact and work together to achieve harmony and peace and good energy. It was first created by Eileen Cohen and myself 5 years ago, 6 years ago now. 5 years ago was the International Year of Light and Light-Based Technologies at the United Nations. And that Peace Lights was involved and endorsed that year by that International Year of Light. It's played all over the world. And one of the things that I think is most powerful is wherever it plays, people are encouraged to project their own thoughts and intents for peace into the lights. And so many people have commented over the years about the energy of the lights. 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, people, mostly youth from over 20 countries in Africa, sent a gesture of peace to the incoming administration in the United States. And they took pictures with peace lights. They printed out cards and they printed out papers and they showed the video on the phone and they posted it on the day of the administration change here in the United States as that symbol of peace. So against that backdrop, I'd like to offer a quick prayer to the one God, by whatever name, the one described in terms of light by peoples of all faith and beliefs, that light clarify and make more visible the wisdom that's inherent in all faiths around the world, and bestow upon us the ongoing inspiration, courage, patience, commitment, and camaraderie of purpose to best equip all of his servants, her servants, his servants of the universe, to proceed on all of the peaceful paths, movements, initiatives, and purposes that we're all pursuing. Amen, Amin, Shalom, and Shanti. Thank you again, Guruji.
Thank you, Pete. Wonderful to hear from you and your support. I'd like to invite, let me see, my brother, Lindy. Lindy, his organization is one of the co-sponsors for this event. Lindy, please, floor is for you.
Thank you so much, my brother. What a beautiful day that has been put together here today. It's snowing here in New York, and yet I feel melting. I feel warm throughout this beautiful day that everyone who has participated in brought such knowledge and love to. And I see so many friends, brothers and sisters on here today. And so I bring you greetings as well. The Gandhi King Season for Nonviolence is in its 24th year. And we are in the season currently now, and that's why we are honored to be one of the sponsors of this wonderful event. The Gandhi King Season for Nonviolence, I'm sure many of you are familiar with, but if you're not, it was started at the United Nations 24 years ago by the Gandhi and King families. It goes from the period of time from January 30th, where Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated, to the period of time of April 4th, where Dr. King was assassinated. And their families realized that one of these great leaders of peace was assassinated by a bullet in 1948 and the other in 1968. And so anniversaries of those horrible assassinations would occur at the same time, like one would be the 30th, the other would be the 50th. So that's why the Gandhi King Season for Nonviolence was formed. Many of you, I'm sure, participated for many years at the United Nations at the event. And in the past couple of years, we've brought it to the United Federation of Teachers building. We've brought it to the New York Society for Ethical Culture. And obviously this year will be virtual. And many of you are on the organizing committee and will be participating. And we welcome you all to participate in this season of nonviolence. We'll be having a culminating event on Thursday, March 25th. We're lining up many of the civil rights leaders of peace who worked with Dr. King, several of the peaceful sit-in demonstrators who changed this country and inspired a lot of people around the world by making sure that lunch counters and buses and other places were no longer judged by skin color, and that as brothers and sisters, we could sit and go and be truly equal together at those places. Many of them are, we just spoke to somebody who's 100 years old. So many of them are elderly, and it's a real blessing to be able to hear their stories before they're taken beyond. So with blessings, we invite you to participate in the Gandhi King Season for Nonviolence. You'll be hearing more about it. My brother Guru Dilipje is on the organizing committee, and Pete and Monica was involved for many years. So you'll be hearing from many of us. And this year being virtual, you're all welcome to participate. We're looking at other events possibly that week in March as well. I already saw some speakers here today that I'll be asking my brother to reach out to for some possible stuff, and especially some of the music and performances. So we'd love to see you all participate in that. And I'm gonna put the email in the chat. It's gandhikingsfn@gmail.com. Feel free not to be shy and volunteer yourselves in your organizations, because we're all brothers and sisters in peace, and we're all doing work. And the more different audiences we can get this to, maybe we truly will have that culture of peace. So blessings, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Lindy. I appreciate you. We were waiting a long time. I like to invite Mr. Pardo from Argentina.
Hello, Guruji. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to share with you a very short conversation, just for a time. A little sentence from a scene we sang last week in our INTERFAITH meeting, Argentina meeting. I'm going to read it in English now. I say, God is always here, so certainly than the air we breathe, so certainly than the sun shines every morning, so certainly that I can talk to him and he can hear to me and to us. That is the 4 sentences of that scene. Some parts of this conversation was about peace, peace in unity, peace in diversity, peace in respect. And if God is always here, the illumination that he gave to us is for all of us, it must be for all of us. Different steps of techniques, cultures, symbols, but everyone go after the same energy. The energy of God, the energy of Shiva in yoga, the energy of Allah, as in Romans, Maria Virgin, Shakti in the world of yoga. Every books, every one of us, in any way or in another way, are looking for a force of God, for a light of God, for God. And God is inside ourselves. If we have peace inside ourselves, we can share that peace with the world around us. That's everything I want to say. Thank you very much for the invitation, dear Guruji. And all the speakers, thank you very much. Namaste, God. Blessing, God, with you.
I'd like to invite Dr. Remy Alapo. Remy, sorry.
Namaste, brothers and sisters. Thank you, Guruji, for this wonderful opportunity to meet again this week. It seems this is about the 5th time we're meeting again this week. And, happy 36th Interfaith event to the World Yoga community, and happy World Interfaith event to everybody as we celebrate Black History Month and African Heritage Month. I would like to offer you a prayer of healing, a prayer of hope, a prayer of peace, and a prayer of unity, and also a prayer of ancestral forgiveness. And the prayer is written by Queen Adira, who has a website called Black Liberation Love of Unity. And the prayer goes, I offer light and pour libation with respect and honor for all my ancestors, whose names I know and whose names I do not know, to uplift and liberate their souls in the name and light of the Almighty God. For it is through the love, the will, and the power of God that all souls are saved. I offer prayer and protection by way of divine creator for those ancestral souls and spirits that are in darkness, forgotten, or lost. Let the light I offer fade out the shadows of fear and guide them towards the arms of God and to a higher cause. I offer guidance to my ancestors and spirits by way of the guardian angels and protective spirits, who by the power and order of God will assist them in their greater act of evolution. Let the light I offer be a beacon of hope and serve as an escape and protective shield from the shadows of despair. I offer love, compassion, and comfort to those ancestral souls and spirits that are suffering and depressed. Let the light I offer lead them from discord and the miseries of their souls to the sanctuary of God and the joys of heavenly bliss. I offer healing by way of the Supreme Being on all spiritual levels for those ancestors and spirits who were abused, afflicted, deceived, enslaved, hated, lonely, misguided, neglected, oppressed, pained, saddened, traumatized, and died tragically. Let the light I offer to their souls inspire clemency, liberation, faith, love, and harmony from today onward. I offer forgiveness to the ancestral souls and spirits that want to repent sincerely for the error of their ways in both realms of life and death. Let this light guide them to the truth, enlightenment, and righteousness of God. In addition, I forgive those ancestors and spirits that committed wrongs that have set their generational line, us that are living in barrenness. And I forgive those ancestors whose past sins have had to suffer as a result of their own naivety, ignorance, and inferior habits and traits. Let the light I offer serve as a reminder for us in the living to acknowledge and learn not to make the same mistakes as the ones who lived before us. In every way, I forgive those ancestors and spirits who need it most, so that their souls will embrace in positive gratification a new and improved way of living in the spirit realm, and that those souls will elevate in peace and awaken to eternal life as God promised. In the name of God and through his mercy and blessings, let today be the beginning of a continual healing process for all my ancestral guides and release all blocked and negative energy patterns within the generational line, steadily healing each family member, including myself, day by day. As you, the ancestors, heal on the other side, we ask that you forgive us as you have been forgiven, and help us to heal with free-flowing, positive, and progressive energy for the better well-being of all concerned. In God's name we pray, and may the light, the power, the peace of God be with us always. And so it was spoken, and so shall it be. Ashe, Aju, Amen, Amen. Thank you very much, and may God bless you all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Dr. Remy. I appreciate it. That was a beautiful prayer and the message.
Thank you.
I'd like to invite Memoon from Spain, Salamanca. Memoon is here. Memoon from Salamanca, Spain. Hola.
Yeah. So,
Where are you? I didn't see. Manuela. Gabriel. Seems like everybody is sleeping. Huh? Okay, we'll make an open discussion. Everybody can on your videos or everybody can see each other. Make some noise.
Congratulations on your proclamation.
Guruji, I've attended, many of your festivals. I think you have outdid yourself today. Everyone agree?
People watch our program. In and out, 120 people. Majority of them are speakers. Actually, all of them are friends. From last 25 years of friends are here. Majority of them, So at least we did good. We feel good. Others will feel good. So we don't want to sit at home and face the snow and get. And you communicate, okay, Corona is Corona, comes and goes. If this year is Corona, next year something else will come. It's not going to stop, right? But we cannot get scared and hide somewhere. We have to face the problems. Yeah. That's why I try to put maximum meetings. A lot of time we hear new things from other people, and see our crowd, people from Asia, Africa, Europe, Middle East, South America, North America, and Australia. Somebody was here in the meeting. That means we are creating a global community. You have to appreciate yourself, not to me. Citation, all the stuff, that is fine. I'm not thrilled with any of the certificate, but let them do some work for us, A lot of time we look at all the politicians to do things for us. They cannot. They have limitations. But spiritual beings can do better than them. That's the way I know. Sometimes people ask me why you are taking pictures with the big people. First of all, that's fun. So they have the ego. We go and take a picture, make them to come down. Right? Another one, when you touch them, the life will start changing. Right? That's the healing. You touch somebody with the full of love and care, not making up stories or pretend we are spiritual people. No. We have the ability to do things. So that's where we're touching people. So that moment, they start changing their energy field. That's it. Sometimes people make fun of Indian culture, touching master's feet. So people go to Indian land and come here, then they try to touch my feet. So I ask them, are you going to pull my leg? Not just repeating somebody's doing. That's not the way. You have to learn why. Energy is flowing through our arms and feet, because we have the meridians, and we take the energy from the universe. We give the energy to the universe. The constantly should move on. Energy is supposed to move on. Like we get money, we put in the bank. When you put in the bank, they'll use the money for other purpose. So there's a value for it. But a lot of time people take the money and put it in a cupboard. That means we cannot use that money. That's a waste of money. Never keep in your head. Take and give, or give and take. That's the way it's supposed to be. So somehow we have these MBAs, BBAs, like a business techniques, and it should destroy people's life. The early Indian culture that we had the Kraya Vikraya. We take and give. We use for purpose. When you want to pluck a fruit from a tree, we pray to the tree and say, forgive us. We are taking this fruit only for sustain ourselves. Only human being will eat more than 10 times a day. When we have millions of dollars, we'll step on somebody and bother them. Only human beings. You look at any animal. Are they going to any church or temple or synagogue or mosque? They live in nature. They behave better than us. Something wrong in our society. That's the thing I note. Nothing wrong with the religion. We go and study. But if you are not practicing, there's no point to follow any religion. That's why earlier I said, interfaith to inner faith. Inner faith to interfaith. Right? So this is the thing I experienced in my life. I used to travel all over in India, end up in New York City. It's totally different lifestyle. I know Amy Blessio was in my house in 2008. She saw me how I lived. Still, I sleep on the floor. One yoga mat and a mattress on my head. If it is cold, otherwise no. One meal a day, one chai a day. So people ask, how do you practice that in New York? I said, that is a willpower, right? 24/7. Earlier I said, my phone is 24/7. Anybody can call. Only thing, if they bother, then I'll ask them to stop it. So the precious time we had to use for good purpose. You know? If everybody is thinking like this, world will change. When you walk around the city, New York City, around 6:30, you see 10 feet high of garbage. If you open the garbage bag, you see majority of the waste food, people won't use it. And they throw it. That food itself can feed around the world. You know? So something wrong in our practice. That's the thing we have to change it. We talk, seminars, you know, talk. There's no end for talk. We make so many papers, you know, conferences, you know, budgeting, this and that. Billions of dollars we spend for missiles. But we don't have even $100,000 to send a child to learn something from the school or paying a teacher. So something in the system wrong that we had to change it. We had to educate people the value of our life. From the first inhalation to the last exhalation, that's the life in this body. Maybe 100 years, 120 years, not more than that. So why we're just wasting everything, you know? If you go to a lion, if a lion is hungry, then it will attack. Otherwise, lion won't attack. But leopard or tiger is totally different. In the character, human characters are like that. So that's why we practice meditation, you know, healthy food system, gathering like this, interfaith. All the masters came on this earth for a purpose. They all are divine chosen beings. But if you are not bringing that blissfulness or divinity in our actions, actually we are wasting our time. It's a precious time, you know. Sometimes I tell my friends, you know, celebrate our existence. There's no guarantee we'll meet tomorrow. That's the way life is. So always we think about the divine nature, even every single breath. Yesterday I was telling one of my friend, now we are losing 1 second in an hour. No, in a minute. Like 60 seconds in 1 minute. Last week I read an article. Now we have only 59 seconds in a minute. So Earth is moving very fast. We are not noticing that, you know. Life is totally changing now. Lifestyle is changing. People are getting more sicker. As I'm glad about people from outside India, like Amadio, Gayatri and all, practicing Indian culture and promoting. They felt something attractive to that culture. You know? Their daughter do a nice dance. I remember in Salamanga, you know, Surya did a nice guru dance. So this is a way we had to bring all the spirituality in one pot. If it is good for us, take it from Christianity or Hinduism, Islam, Judaism, Native American. Take everything and create a person in a deeper sense of spirituality to grow. Instead of that, we just point out towards other people and just blame others. We just spend our time for the gossip. You know, that's not a productive way. Earlier I said, good to remember all the bad things happened to us, or somebody did the wrong things. You know, you don't have to get angry towards them. We don't have to hate them, but we have to notice: are they going to do again or bother you? You know? So forgiveness is good to have always, but you don't have to forget things. I saw Memoon is back. Manuela, Memoon from Spain. No. I'm glad we all gathered today. This is our 36th annual celebration. I was thinking what to do. And one of my friends asked, oh, come to Delhi, we will do a program. I said, you have more corona in Delhi than here. Now we'll take a vaccine. I said, let's wait. So this is a precious week for us. I start with the 7 days, then end up in 9 days, then end up in 14 days program. And it may continue, you know. And every day for me, interfaith as my bread and butter. I born in that culture, so easy for me to understand. For my personal thing, I never go to any religious places unless somebody asks me to go together. We walk in spirituality, that's the way we learn it. You know? Yogis won't care any of this. We celebrate our each moment. That's why I said, we never know what will happen. Okay? I'm glad we all joined together, celebrating together from different parts of the world. We all have a duty to help each other and share each other, uplift each other, encourage people. You know, sometimes I call people and ask, are you okay? Hey, do you have any problems? At least that word is enough for a lot of people. You know? So, anyone like to say anything? You can share it. I saw Eve is coming. Eve Harrison. Gabriel. Eve. Gabriel and you want to share it? Yeah, you can speak. You can speak.
Pranam Guruji.
Namaste, namaste. Who is that?
Mahesh.
Mahesh from where?
And Debbie.
I have my and there's no video on my computer, so I turn off my phone.
If you use two equipments, then you can.
Guruji.
Yeah. You want to say something?
Guruji.
Nice to talk to you. Nice to see you. Anyone else to share anything? So, yeah.
Hello, namaste. I'm here on computer.
Cutting off you.
I want to say thank you. God bless you all. Thank you so much, Guruji, for doing all that for being, thank you for existing, and all of you for speaking in honor of this truth, of this amazing creative force that is. And I'm so grateful to be here and to have come into meeting you back in 2015, Guruji, and Sharon, through Sharon, when she was receiving something through you, and everyone involved here and who's here in spirit. I'm just so happy. I'm in Sedona now, right now, and on this lifelong life work trip journey, and doing all that I can to be doing seva, service, helping out, and doing whatever I can, as well as being there just in gratitude complete. And I'm free from myself. Regarding insecurities and the stuff that has nothing to do with what matters. Therefore, all I know is that I know nothing in terms of what I don't need to know. I know all that I know. Thank God, whatever it is, that I'm here, the reason for each of us to be here. It is so amazing and tremendously beautiful. And I offer all my gratitude and all my heart love and thank you to you for being and for doing all that you do. Thank you, Guruji Dil. Dil meaning heart. Thank you.
So I have a video clip for sisters. Gala Mugi, that's a music name. Nalima sisters. I want to see it will work or not. Somehow it is little slow. Let me see. Yeah. If that is working, I think because of the snow. Anyone else to share anything? So within that time, I can handle the net.
Thanks and regards, Acharya ji, and all, and especially with you for giving us very good guidelines.
Is that Vinod? Who is speaking?
It's not it, Joe.
The left?
No.
Yeah. Everything very slow. Net is very slow. I was going to play the dance program.
Good afternoon, everybody. I thought we were using this time to meet and greet each other. So hello. I'm George Stonefish. I don't know how many of you can hear me. I hope you can all hear me. I'm going to check my sound. Make sure that
Thank you everyone for joining this 36th annual World Interfaith Festival. I will conclude with a prayer for prosperity, harmony, peace, health, and wealth for everyone. Om, 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 Om Trayambagam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivardanam Urvarugamiya Bandana Mrityor Mukshayama Mrda Om Trayambagam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivardanam Urvarugamiya Bandana Mrityor Mukshayama Mrda Om Trayambagam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivardanam Urvarugamiya Bandana Mrityor Mukshayama Mrda Om Sarvesham Swastirvavadu Sarvesham Shantirvavadu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavadum Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavadum Sarve Bhavantu Suvinaga Sarve Sandhu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pachandu Ma Gachetu Kapad Asadoma Satkamaya Tamasoma Yodirgamaya Pratyorma Mradam Gamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachade Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyati Yoga Samasta Sugino Bhavantu Yoga Samasta Sugino Bhavantu Yoga Samasta Sugino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Om peace peace peace. Thank you everyone.